Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. You guys are first. Look at that however you want. First of all, it would seem stupid, seeing as how you don't feel too good, to not at least get your reflection on what happened in Canada, because you hear us talk about it.
Oh, well, there's a legal case going on at the minute, so I think everybody's seen what happened. That's just it's a major pain in the. It was a festival, and you know we were playing with Weller and the Stereophonics and that. We haven't seen them for ages, and it was just bang, and then the whole thing's finished, and you've got to have 3 weeks off, and I've still got to have now you know, another few days off before I can even start thinking about gigging. It's just, I don't know. I mean,
how did you carry on? I mean, I know you came back on and finished the show. I mean, was that just adrenaline, or was that just a desire to finish that?
I didn't. Well, obviously, I didn't know what had happened, and I thought I'd been winded. I mean, to be first, not to sound too dramatic about this, the guy came up from underneath the stage, and it had been raining, and when I got up off the floor there was kind of puddles there. I thought I'd been stabbed at first.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say, for a split second I it, and then I got taken to the side of the stage, and the doctors came back on and said, "Can you breathe?" And I was kind of, I guess it was just adrenaline and shock. We only dropped 2 songs, and then
I could tell even walking on.
Yeah.
It was, but you know, like you say, there's a load of people out there, you know, and some guy's already gone on going, "Give us 5 minutes," and he's still bent over with all the medics around him. I'm thinking,
5 minutes?
You know what I mean? So it was just a weird time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just, you know.
I was furious, because to me, it's such a dangerous precedent to set with YouTube and things like that in existence now. To see that, there's always going to be a large percentage of people that are going to feel like I did, feel really upset and angry. There's going to be a small percentage who think, right, instant infamy. And I think that's where it's a dangerous balance.
And then, like, loads of Oasis fans put his name on the website, and they put like wanted posters up and all that, which adds to the infamy and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but you know, hopefully, you know, there's a court case going on, so hopefully.
Yeah, well, you have to set an example. You have to set a precedent.
It would never have happened at one of our gigs, because you know, I mean, it's happened at a festival, and I don't know, the whole thing was. The security wasn't that great from the beginning. But I mean, and in hindsight, you look back and you think, yeah, that wasn't great and all that. But I mean, you know, that's happened once in 18 years, and I could have had my neck broke, so I don't be thankful for small mercies and just get on with it, really.
Yeah. And you know, you had your family and your crew and your other friends and bands around there, and you know, it's funny. Liam was sizing up for a bit of a shot at one point on the video, from what I saw.
He was just waiting until the security guards turned up, and then he was going to get involved.
It's so funny, because it's kind of what it looks like, but
the classic pub fighter move.
It really was, wasn't it? Dig Out Your Soul. It's a very driving, urgent, hungry-sounding rock record to me, and even when you have your more considered and psychedelic sort of moments when it kind of goes a bit spacey, it just feels like you guys were hungry.
They were all written, all my songs were written as an afterthought, really, because we had so many songs left over from Don't Believe the Truth. We had, I think, 11, and we thought 7 of those would make up the next album.
Yeah.
So really, I wrote Bag It Up and Waiting for the Rapture and the Turning, just to flesh out what would be the next album. Went round to done the recording in his bedroom, and then we sent the tracks to Dave Sardy, and he went nuts over them, and he said, "Oh, have you got any more songs that are like this?" And we were like, "Well, no, not really." And so we just kind of, I wrote a few more, and you wrote one. And
it's safe to say that Dave is a producer as well, and the second time, you know, working with him, it's good to know that, you know, that he's got your ear, and that he can sort of, you know, encourage you. I wouldn't say influence you, but encourage you to go in a certain direction on the record too, which is what a good producer should do.
We've never had a producer. Owen Morris wasn't really a producer, he was an engineer who could work the desk, so we've always kind of done it ourselves.
He's done well out of that, hasn't he?
Yeah. I keep reading every time, you know, Owen Morris, definitely maybe producer. It's like, you weren't even there. You know, you weren't even there and it was being recorded, you know. But anyway, that's another rant. But the thing about Dave is the first producer that's come in and has kind of said, well, have you got any songs that may be like this? And that's kind of what, I guess, after all these years, it's kind of what we need. You know what I mean? We've done our bit producing ourselves for the last 18 years.
Well, but it's just a tag team. That's the way I see it, isn't it? Everybody's just
bouncing off each other and
in it. You know, he's always the one going tune up.
Yeah, he does. He makes you tune up endlessly.
It's an American thing, I think.
Has he got pitch perfect or something?
Well,
no, I think we are in tune. He is out of tune.
You'd have done the guitar part for the 15th time.
He's one of those guys.
And they're all identical, and he'll say, you know, there'll be a kind of a silence, and then through your headphones will come, yeah, do you want to check your tuning? It's like, well,
does it sound good?
Does it sound any good, you know?
No,
he's a good guy, and he took you out to LA as well. And there's been a few stories that have floated from that whole experience that have made it into various magazines and stuff like that. I don't know if we're missing any, but it sounds like you guys had a good time.
Yeah, always do.
We only went out 4 nights.
I heard one of those nights you ended up.
They were all brilliant. Yeah,
changing.
I heard one of them you ended up in a reggae bar with Biffy Clyro one night. That's what's
the Biff. Yeah,
I'm on the Biff.
Yeah, man.
The Biffs.
I'd never met them, or we'd never met them before, and they just kind of they just appeared.
Top gigs.
They're really, really great. And it's funny because I never checked for their music either, but kind of once you have a night out with them, they're kind of like, oh, there's the hairy guys on the MTV, turn them up, you know, they're kind of...
the hairy guys.
They're kind of our Foo Fighters, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
But it's like, you know, we like to have a good time when we're out working together. We're the antithesis of the Radiohead thing where we don't go through the pain to make a record. It's a joy to make records.
Do you hang out a lot in between the records, or is it a chance for you
That's
to
the only time
together?
we do really hang out is when we're kind of working. But I mean, when we're not, me and him kind of go to gigs a lot, but I don't see Liam from one end of the, you know, decade to the next.
Other. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that, like you say, that just leads to a more social experience, ultimately. But also what Dave told me and what we've spoken about a bit before is that there was a lot of focus on this record, and you kept good hours and...
Well, that's it, yeah. We had our Saturday nights out, you know.
Did anything get done on a Sunday?
It. No.
We get to like 8, maybe 6 or 7 o'clock on a Friday, but then we just start getting and Saturday and Sunday.
So what's the first drink of the day? What happens?
What do we do? We have phases of drinks in this band. It's kind of we go through.
I mean, Corona's not really drinking.
You can't get a good beer in America, period.
No.
Yeah, no, not at all. And the new one, that seems everybody's getting on, is that Silver Patron.
Right.
But then the other thing that was
that's a bit show, isn't it? Whoa, easy.
I know. Liam's getting mad.
I know, and the other one is this absinthe thing that they're trying to push in America, man.
Oh, we had a night out with Manson on that, didn't we?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson on absinthe.
Well into that, man.
Yeah, he is, and it's...
He drinks like big, tall glasses of the green stuff.
Yeah, but this stuff was pink.
What?
Was it?
Pink absinthe?
It was.
Was it?
Pinky orange. I think he has his own custom.
I would never drink anything that's pinky orange.
I can't remember
like
a thing about it, to be
pinky
honest.
orange.
After Nicky pulled a knife on me, that was it.
What's the story with that?
Well, you know,
that's true too.
He's on that celebrity rehab thing, and he came in on a walking frame. He broke his back or something, and we were like, "Wow, man, one of the T-Birds," and all. And we weren't giving him a bit of stick. We were getting him at it, you know, and he was. We were going, "Come on, man, one of the T-Birds should be seen on a walking stick." What's up with you? And he said, "Yeah, I'm not still pull a knife." I mean, he'd done it as a joke, you know what I mean? And out came this knife, and we were like, oh, "Come on!" But yeah, the way the British press cooked it up was like, "Oh my God, you know, we've got in a knife fight with one of the T-Birds."
Which is a great headline. Of all your headlines, that's a good one.
But he was cool, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like we went home the next day and Sarah said, "What did you do last night?" I said, "If I told you Kaniki from Greece pulled a knife on me, what would you say?" So it was like, it just sounds like another one of those nights out you guys have.
Yeah, it would come as a surprise to some of your fans that you would go and party with Manson as well.
It's going to come as a surprise to my missus in a minute.
I mean, I like Manson as a person. I think he's intelligent and a nice bloke. But
I like everything about him except his music.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't dislike. You know what I mean? It's not my bag. But I've met him a few times. You know, and we know his bass player Twiggy well. But he's his favourite Oasis record is Be Here Now because of the lunacy that surrounded it all.
Yeah.
And
he's a sadist. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. But he's a great. I've got to say, man, he's a cool dude.
I like him. Does America drive you a bit crazy? And I don't mean that in a sort of even a soft racist way, but just as a culture, when you're out there and the TV's on and it's just like, you know, we take 16 ounces of burger and smother it in 18 ounces of cheese, we call it the heart attack.
You know, I remember getting off the plane when I was a roadie in New York, and it's like, there's so much power in that city. It's like, this is the centre of the universe. And then you gradually go west, and everything is a bit more quiet. And you get to LA, and it's like, shh, you know. That used to drive me insane, because all you wanted to do was just go mental. But I think, you know, you get to 40, and it's like, don't mind the peace and quiet, you know? Don't mind the beach and all that gear, but...
It's funny, you made a West Coast record to me. I said that before to someone...
So?
I think so, yeah. I said that before to someone who was playing it to me, and you were...
What, like Carlisle?
I was thinking more Neil Young, kind of Laurel Canyon. But there are elements of it, you know, to me that feel very West Coast, and even on a track like... Soldier On, which the production-wise sounds a little bit Queens of the Stone Age to me, the dry drums with the king.
That's
you know,
me playing drums, that.
It's great, fantastic rhythm you got going on there, you know. And I just think the record to me would be great in a job top doing Pacific Coast, you know. And I just, to me, it just feels like that a little bit.
Yeah, listen to it on the bus, shall we?
Yeah, that's a good point. That.
I'm trying to say is you guys have gone very LA.
Well, well, it's quite. I get it. It's quite trancey, and you know, you kind of you get sucked into the feel of it more than
super groove bass too.
Yeah,
it just wasn't a given that there was going to be loads of guitars this time. Really, wasn't it? We weren't going to kind of smother.
Yeah, there is space in that area, which I like.
I mean, the dynamic of the recording session was that I would play guitar, Glenn would play bass, Andy would play keyboards, and Zach would play the drums. So that immediately changed the feel of everything, you know, because having one guitar part, and then we'd only put guitars on if we need it, and we didn't. There's not a great deal of overdubbing on it.
You like playing bass?
Yeah, I love it actually. Yeah,
it's
man.
Brilliant.
Love it.
It's fine when you can go play something else. It's a real instrument. And you can go.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right there. If you actually, if you want to get into it, because it's a different approach, totally, man. It's like a little holiday.
Totally. And you get to, you know, submit yourself in the groove, which I think is really...
Yeah, but it's
I love it.
difficult, though, because if you don't... Because particularly on songs like these, if you don't get the bass line right...
Someone said, I can't remember who it was, it's easy to play bass, it's very hard to play bass well.
I'll go along with that.
You know, it's like it's easy to pick it up and strum a note and give it some bottom end to the track, but it's hard to actually add something in and bring a groove.
Well, for a guitarist, I have my favourite bass players, if you know what I mean.
Who's that? Who are they?
Oh, Ronnie Lane, Rick Danko, McCartney, Manny, you know, I do... No, that band needs a bass player in their band.
Just, you know, fair play, but widely considered one of the most eminent bass players of all time.
Chili Peppers.
Oh, they're all right.
Oasis are back. And to celebrate the return of one of the world's greatest bands, TMF presents Oasis live from Wembley Arena. Get a front row seat to one of the first gigs of their much anticipated Dig Out Your Soul UK tour. TMF presents Oasis tomorrow at 9.
You talked about the whole sort of American experience and how you know, obviously the Kaniki thing and celebrity rehab, and it just seems like everything in America, every facet of life comes with a camera attached to it at this point.
Any time now you go out the front door, you're on world television.
It's just bizarre, isn't it? Now
on the little camera phones, it's like you'd be uploaded on. I mean, the thing that happened in Canada, by the time we got to the hospital,
it was online,
which was, let's say, because we carried on for about half an hour, so it's 40 minutes by the time we got to the hospital. The doctor said, "What's happened to you?" And we put a laptop on the thing, and it was there, and he could see exactly what happened. It was like the people were still at the gig, kind of thing. You know, the feedback hadn't stopped from the stage. Weird. It was like it's a sign of the times. I mean, a lot of it is great. I mean, it must be great to be a kid and be computer savvy and be connected in theory to everyone around the world and all that, but for old codgers like us, it's a bit like, whoa.
I don't mind putting myself on the line and saying, you know, it's not my generation, you know, and I don't get it.
I still don't have one.
I still don't have a computer. Do you have a computer?
I do, yeah. I mean, but, you know, I got older kids as well, and that's where it started, really. I thought, we need one for the house. That's it. Almost like my dad used to go, we need a telephone, seriously. And I do see the benefit, and I do see the way that some kid who's rabid to see us will go on YouTube because they won't be seeing us for 4 months, you know.
I mean, it's the greatest invention of our lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, but it's kind of like as seismic as the telephones. You know what I mean? But it's not something I've got this far without one. My missus has got one, and obviously my kids are all wised up in it. But
I love this though. No license, no computer.
No. He has to
do his iPod.
He does my iPod.
Do the iPod game.
Yeah,
but he's one of these.
CDs,
He's one of these guys who, you know, people have stuff randomly on their iPods.
Yeah.
There's nothing random at all. He's like, get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one.
You're stripping the fun out of it for him, aren't you?
No, but the thing is, because we have a lot of people back in the dressing rooms after gigs, and if you've got it on the shuffle, you've got to be ready, for the Snide disco tune coming on.
Like, no, I didn't know you were a big Scouty for Girls fan.
No,
and I have the Lion King with Little Mermaid.
I'm brutal. I'm brutal with my iPod. I don't, you're going down, mate.
Can you please, just once, just once, please, just sneak a Hoosiers track on there, just once, just so when it's on shuffle, there's a little Scouty goes, she's a lovely.
We had Lee Mavers in our dressing room once, right, and Andy had his iPod on shuffle.
Yeah.
It's probably the most stressful 40 minutes of his entire life.
Please don't be.
He was just stood by his iPod, just, yeah. They're going like, why does he keep changing the tune? I was like, that because...
All of a sudden you hear this...
Yeah, his missus' tunes are coming on, that's why.
Would you ever, anyone in the band you think ever consider, even further down the line, doing any kind of reality TV, even if it was like something that interested you? Celebrity MasterChef, anything like that?
I think...
No.
I think we should have started a X Factor for the drummers gig last time. I mean, there's a series in there, play drums, because you could get it from, like, auditioning... Us lot sat around watching it, and then doing proper auditions, and then you get to play with the band for
18 weeks of hearing people do drum solos is not great TV.
No, not drum solos, but you drum along to the tunes, but ultimately they would end up in rehab, you know what I mean? It's brilliant.
It is getting a bit tapped, with the whole drums thing.
What can you do, though?
But this new guy...
Chris is great, yeah.
He's got high hopes. Keeping his feet under the table right now.
Yeah, he's great. He's he's a northerner like us. He's he's the same age and all that. We've got the same cultural reference points. He's been in the Laos, and all. So it's like... But, the thing with Zach was, Zach kind of quit because he had going on in his personal life. We're kind of well aware of how it looks. I mean, we were devastated. At the time, I remember thinking, we got told halfway through mixing that he couldn't come and do the tour, and it's like, not again, do you know what I mean? I hope Chris sticks around, but there we go. We'll see what happens.
Man, you can only put the right guy behind, on the stool and hope the circumstances prevail.
To be quite honest, if it doesn't work out with Chris, we are completely because I don't know. I really wouldn't have a clue who else to ask.
Yeah, well, you've been very lucky so far.
I was going to say,
do it.
It's amazing.
Flats and Dagenham.
Yeah, do you know that? Does he know all that? All the paradiddles and all that.
I thought you were a guitar man.
I'm a bit of everything, man, badly.
Everything, man, badly.
That's what they call me back home, man, badly. It works for me. The touring side of things, I know that obviously right now you're nursing some broken ribs, and that it's tough to think about how long you. But we need you to play this record because the tunes just need to be heard.
Yeah, well, it's delivered. I mean, everything's kind of geared. The UK tour starts 2 weeks today in Liverpool. If we don't, if for some medical reason that gig can't be done, it'll be devastating because that'll mean that there's 2 years' work up the Swanee. Do you know what I mean?
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
If they have to carry me on, I'll do it. I didn't feel that bad until yesterday. I went for a CT scan, and when you actually see it, I thought I had 2 broken ribs, and they said you've got 3, and I was like,
how many have you got?
6 aside, isn't it?
I don't know.
School was clearly not a waste on me, was it?
I was off that day.
Well, let's put it this way. The ones that mine are broken are 8, 9 and 10. There's at least 10.
I was way off. You been going crazy, sitting on the couch, watching TV?
Just been doing my head in.
What are you watching?
Been watching the football, but it's just...
Good day for Man City?
Yeah,
today?
brilliant, yeah. That's the only thing that's keeping me going at the minute. What have I been watching? There's not been a great deal on, to be honest. He's just kind of sit there doped up on pills, just going...
Yeah.
Wow, Coronation Street, heavy, man.
Your missus and your kid must be loving it, though, to be honest.
Well, the kid was one yesterday. I couldn't even pick him up to give him a bit of rough and tumble on his birthday.
Man. That's a good day.
Man.
That's a good day.
So I've had a long-distance relationship with him. I've firm handshakes. Morning, son. All right. Can't pick him up, but yeah.
I always pictured you as a post-wartime kind of father, you know what I mean?
Well, got wrong with his boss, man, do you know what I mean? I'm not into this. They're little people. They're not little people. They're little idiots is what they are until they're 18, and then they're little people.
Then they're big idiots.
Yeah, then well, you know. My daughter said to me the other day, she went, why do you keep calling me a little idiot? And I was like, that's what you are. Idiot.
Some people say that, you know, when you become a parent, especially in the music field, that you can leave your guitar at the door. You know, you guys, it hasn't happened. Is it a difficult balance being, you know, a parent and still wanting to be in that band that you were in when you were sort of like 15 years ago, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's different. I mean, my son, he's old, he's big now, but he used to burst into tears every time he saw Noel.
Yeah.
Because he'd see he's taking daddy away.
Yeah, exactly that, man.
Yeah.
I used to open the door and he just opened he just...
Oh,
But it's totally different now. He wants to come on too.
Go and get your dad, you little idiot. Go on. Get out of it. Go on.
What about you, Noel? I mean, has it been an interesting experience?
Well, you've got to balance it out properly. It's like, you know, that we don't work 7 days a week. You know, or we have like a year off every 2 years. So for that year, you're a dad, and I don't think of being in a band or anything like that. I don't do any, you know, I don't do any work for the group. Or I might do like bits and pieces, but for the 2 years where you're putting records out and touring, you know, that ain't going to be around.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, we were doing this before you came along, all right?
Andy, good to see you. Liam, it's been too long. Thanks for joining us to talk about this new album, huh? Dig Out Your Soul. From my point of view, and I'm only one person who likes music, you know, I can tell you, and I've said this before off camera, I'll say it on, it's the best record you've done since the four of you have been in a band together.
Yeah, I think so, man. Nice one.
We've finally got the method together, I think.
What is the method, Andy? What do you think? What changed?
Our method is Abbey Road.
LA.
And mix it in LA and let Dave Sadie produce it.
Yeah, so Dave is your guy now, you think for the foreseeable future?
Let Noel decide what tunes are on it. And that's it. Fill Abbey Road up with tons of our gear and just kind of play with it for 6 weeks.
I heard you made it your own as well. I think it was maybe Tom from Kasabian said he came down and heard some stuff and said that it really felt like, you know, you guys have made it personal.
Yeah, man.
Right, because
we went in, the idea was to go in there with one guitar, one amp, and then everyone sort of, probably I go in there with Nish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then everyone played by the rules, and Noel turned up with about 20 guitars, 90 keyboards,
best
loads
thing
of
was the
drum kits.
keyboards.
So then who's that guy?
Quincy Joe? No. Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock comes in, and he goes,
What?
Herbie Hancock.
That's random.
He walks in the room, because he was doing something next door, he goes,
Right.
God, you guys are meant to be a guitar band, man. I'm going, well, we are, but we've just got loads of keyboards, you want to buy some? And that was it, but, yeah, man, it did feel like home, and it was, you know, and that's the thing about Abbey Road, we made it really personal, and it wasn't scary. A lot of bands would go in there and get freaked out by it, but it was just, it was really intimate.
It was good timing because we kind of closed down our studio, Wheeler End, due to the credit crunch.
Right.
Yeah,
So we had a lot of gear that needed to be housed.
You know,
And we rebuilt the lounge in Abbey Road. We've still got Games Bedroom.
Yeah, you do. If all else fails.
We've all got bedrooms, haven't we? And if we can't...
I hear Games is a magic
but
place,
mine's
though.
not a studio, mine is
It's a magic place. That's where all the magic happens in Games.
Yeah,
you know?
our kids have got bedrooms and all.
Yeah, we can use cribs.
Can you imagine that, though? Daddy, what are you doing? I'm just doing some demoing. Shut up.
Why are all my toys in bin bags outside the front door? Because that guitar and that drum kit's going there, kid.
But yeah, do you do your demoing in Games bedroom as well? Is it more Noel's place? Do you guys all go there and do your various parts?
I don't really, you know me, I'd sort of do mine on a dictaphone and then I used to do it at Wheeler End and...
You're not like a proactive writer who's like looking to write all the time, you're just looking for the song to fit?
No way, I'm a proactive liver.
Look, 2 crackers on the record, and the next single as well, I believe, as well, I'm Out of Time, which is a real standout moment on the album.
What do you mean 2 crackers? You're not like the third one?
Is it 3
songs on there, man?
Oh, there is 2? Which one am I missing?
It's Out of Time, I'm Out of Time, Soul's On.
Ain't Got Nothing.
Ain't Got Nothing.
Ain't Got Nothing.
I can go with that. 2 out of 3's alright.
No, you're right, Ain't Got Nothing's a bit... The other 2 are fantastic. Soldier On, definitely one of the best things I think you've ever written, and I really love that track, and it feels like a totally perfect way to end the record as well.
Right, cool.
Yeah,
you know?
it does groove out. It's a long fade out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like driving into the distance very slowly.
And you've got the funk on the record. You've definitely got one of the heavier moments on the record, Andy, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it works out that way. It's got about a 2-minute intro, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just feedback for like 2 minutes and like a 10-second song.
There's a bit of that on the record, though. I really like that. I like that, you know, you loosened up a little bit with that, and it's not so, you know, a lot of the time in the previous couple of records, everything's been very efficient in the way that the production works with the songs. This time it looks like you're wigging out a bit.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in between the tunes. Like there's this whole bit where someone walks down a beach for about half an hour, and there's a load of seagulls, and then there's a bit of acoustic guitar, pastoral, in a field sort of vibe in between 2 of the songs. And
the picnic scene didn't make it?
Picnic scene, no, it's in there, but it's underneath the backward seagulls.
Oh, it's a subtle picnic scene.
Yeah.
Did you like LA? Did you enjoy being out there? I find it a weird place, personally, but...
I loved it, actually.
I like it, I mean...
You've got to go there a bit to get into it.
There's a place that I like Westwood, the rest is all just like... a bit weird for me. I like this place called Westwood, which is where the studio is. That's alright, man.
Didn't you like that hill I took you up? That Runyon Canyon, you like that as well?
I liked it. I liked it when I got to the top. I didn't like going up it.
That's a real workout.
That was the bit in between was a bit... But
did you go running in LA?
I did, man. America, full stop, is growing on me.
Yeah.
In the last 5 years, like, when I first went there, I was not having none of it at all, you know what I mean? It just wasn't me. I wanted to be back in England, because it was all going... It was sort of kicking off here for us, so I was thinking, what the are they doing out here, where no one gives a everyone's having a party back there on behalf of us, and we're out here, you know what I mean? Let's get back to England. Now, I like it now, I can get into it. New York's where it's not
New York is instant. It's like London, you just slot right into it.
There's discernible energy in that place, you can reach out and grab it, you know.
LA obviously takes a bit more time, because you've got to find that you can't just sort of land and then it's all happening. You've got to sort of get to know it a bit and find it and find the little...
The speakeasy vibe.
Places, but once you get into it, LA's got a really good thing too.
It feels to me, as a fan of your band and watching the way you guys have done it over the last few years, that the relationship with America has changed since you've been able to go out there and do it on your terms. You know, that you go in now, and especially on the last record, you're playing Madison Square Garden, you know, you're still playing big rooms, and it was on your terms. It wasn't like someone was pushing you, going, come on, you've got this all, you know, in the palm of your hand.
We've just reached this kind of zone where we can play Madison Square Garden and Red Rocks and Hollywood Bowl, but we still haven't actually made it yet in America. According to people. But
well, we don't sell records there, we're not on the radio, but, you know, it's not all about that. We can put bums on seats, and, you know, that's what I really...
We could probably try harder.
The bands to do gigs, not, you know...
Well, increasingly, that's the priority, mate. Because no one's selling records.
Well, yeah, but concerts is where it's at, isn't it, really? I mean, that's where you get your real kicks from.
I think if you sell more if you play more, and if you play more, then you've got to have 3 years instead of in between albums, instead of 2 years or whatever it is. You know, you've got to. But it slows everything down the more you try. So I think we've got it on a good level.
But we've always done it on our terms anyway. Maybe too much. Maybe that's what we're not big out there.
Yeah.
I think they could change. I think if you were willing to graft it.
No, we're not though.
I know, but if you were, I reckon if you were 8 months into it, you know what I mean, you could this album could really could break it. But like, you know, like you say, you can go in, you can play the really pristine places, the great rooms,
and the small places though. I get a vibe out of playing really little sweaty clubs. That'll do. I can go with a bit of both. We're lucky.
I was talking to the other guys about it as well. Some of this has been documented, but it sounds like you had a pretty good, you know, some interesting times out in Los Angeles. I know there's only 4 or 5 times you went out, but every single one of them sounded like it was pretty bizarre.
The Marilyn Manson one was the one. I ended up with all the Nazi gear on me the next day, which was a bit...
About that, what's the story with that? You used to
I don't know, I just looked in my pocket, like, for something. And then I pulled that big, like...
Was he just sneaking it in when you weren't looking?
Well, he must have had a little feeling all while he was at it, man. He got me on the absinthe, didn't he? You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. Never touch the green stuff. Don't touch the Hulk juice.
So yeah, that was what I mean. And then yeah, it was good. It was a good night, man. I actually like him. I think he's all right.
And you had a night out with the Biff as well, Biffy Clyro, some reggae.
Oh yeah.
Club.
These went toasting at the reggae.
Did you jump up on the mic? Did you get all rugger?
No, we were ready. We were ready.
You ready to go?
Our team was strong.
Did you have your patois ready?
Yeah. No, I mean, look, we just got on the reggae.
Well, big up the one known as Andy Bell.
That's it, man.
Rewind.
He said my name's Tall Scratch.
Tall Scratch.
We'd all been on the reggae name generator at the studio, like hard at work.
Nice. Is there any method to the reggae name generator? Did they tell you how it works? Can I work out my name?
I think there is. You put your name. It doesn't really ask much information. You put your name in, and then it goes, the elders are thinking. And then it goes, the elders are returning, and your name is...
Tall Scratch.
Tall Scratch.
Wow. And that was your inspiration behind almost getting on the SM58 and having a bit of a blast.
Yeah.
That would have been a moment.
You watch a bit of TV, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love TV.
Yeah. Anything in particular that you're into at the moment, or anything that grabbed you right when you...
What am I into at the moment? Just the usual. The big three, man.
What are they?
Emmerdale, Coronation Street and EastEnders.
Holy For someone who lives such an exciting life, you sure like living vicariously through boring you know what I mean?
You can't you know, it's bad for you, man. You end up like name Winehouse if you go all the you're staying at some point, aren't you, of your life.
Personally, I'm a domesticated beast, and I really enjoy it. And if I'm not working, my time at home is sacred to me, so I completely understand that. You know.
What's this show, The Wire? Should I check that out?
Apparently so. I haven't watched it, but everyone says it's great.
What is it? Who's in that then? What is it?
I don't know.
Where's it set in? Is it in England?
No,
it's not.
No, then
it's American.
It's not happening.
Yeah, but you're a fan of the reality thing. You went on the F Word. That was a nice. You went to support, didn't you? On the F Word, that was a nice touch.
Well, the missus weren't going to cook me or anything that night, so I thought I'd get down there because she was out cooking with Gordon Ramsay. So I thought the only way I'm eating tonight is getting down there. Man.
Come on, then. What was the food like? Straight up.
It was all right, man. The like I said, what is it called?
The mash.
The mash thing was a bit lumpy for my liking.
It's got to be smooth.
But it was good, man. I think it was the lamb chops I had. It was nice. It was good, man. I'm telling you.
You good in the kitchen, Andy? You cook?
A little bit.
See, the humility makes me think you can.
No, I can't, no.
All right.
That was, yeah.
What about you, Liam?
Real.
No good, man. I can do salmon and that's it.
Oh, yeah, I heard this fascination with it. It's a good fish.
It's the only one, man.
Rich in oil.
Yeah, salmon and stir fry, and that's me done.
You take a chef on the road when you tour? Do you have someone to cook for you? I mean, I suppose you have to.
We do have someone, but I don't know I don't know the name or anything. I don't know. We do
what everyone does.
Anyway,
we have caterers. Same with everyone else.
Well, I suppose, that routine is important, especially when you're going from city to city, because you can't trust the local
I don't hang out with our crew, all them.
I hear you don't hang out with the band. I read somewhere that you literally finished rehearsal when you were in the car before the feedback's even finished.
Yes, mate, that's me.
So the job is that...
I'm well and truly up my own.
You know what, there's someone else said that to me the other day, and it makes kind of sense in a weird way. I think it was Richard Ashcroft was saying that when he finishes the gig, he's literally in the car and he can still hear McCabe feeding back for 20 minutes when he's halfway up the hill.
Yeah, I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
I do hang out with him sometimes, you know what I mean?
So many good tunes on this record, and you were saying before we started this interview that there's only a few that you guys were thinking about putting in the set, but they keep creeping in.
Yeah. No, we started off saying we're going to do loads of greatest hits this this tour, and maybe 2 or 3 off the new album, just because we know there's so many tunes now. But they started creeping in more, and the reaction we're getting from the new songs has been really, really good.
Yeah, it's a brilliant record, man. It's great. I mean, the tunes you won't do, not necessarily off the new record, but the tunes from the catalogue that you don't really like singing.
Well, this new stuff, the old stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Wonderwall was off for a couple of years. He's starting to sound good again. Because he's gone back to doing it acoustic. He used to do it electric, and it always seemed a bit rushed to me. That's sounding good. My Big Mouth was through in the other week. Sounded good.
I cannot wait to play My Big
heavy, and we've sort of done it. What's he done with it?
No, it's just simplified it.
And that.
It's simplified it and a bit
heavy,
shorter.
that's good.
How have you been starting the shows in Canada before the incident? How did you been starting the shows? I mean, you're still coming on to Bushes and then what's
rock and roll style.
Wow, that's so good. Like, how can you follow that? That's awesome.
The first 5 songs, the first 6 songs are pretty heavy, man. I feel like getting off after that. It's like, we have to do rest.
We actually listened to a tape back of a show in the tour bus. This was it was me and Noel and Jay.
Yeah.
And it was
Shock of the Light is like the 3rd song in, man.
It's relentless. It's really relentless, and it's a bit like being beaten up.
Yeah.
So if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the live set, must be interesting with so many records to choose from, but ultimately, the ones that are going to stand out, that people want to hear. And then you can have some fun with the other ones, right, as well?
Yeah, well, we've dropped Live Forever for some weird reason.
What?
Yeah.
How can you play a live show without Live Forever?
Oh, you have to speak to our kids. That's weird, isn't it?
It doesn't actually need it. I haven't missed it, really.
I haven't missed it.
It was like voted the greatest song of all time last year in Q Magazine.
I read something the other day, and it's the most favourite song that people like of our band, and it's not in, but... No.
I mean, I'm just a fan,
gonna know. And
yeah, it's one of the other Slide Away's back.
People that like that album, they've heard us play Live Forever a million times, and I think Slide Away is a treat.
Can you just put the two together? Just do half and half, like a mega mix?
Slide Forever.
You can sing it.
Slide Forever, exactly. Live Away.
They can sing it in the bar anyway, or whatever.
On the way back to the hotel.
Oh, you know what to do when they clean their teeth before they come to the gig.
Do you, before you go on stage, Liam, I know that obviously, you have an enormous... I mean, you're very...
I left a very intense pregnant pause there to insert word at will. I know the self-belief is strong and there's absolutely no fakery in what you do, but before you go on stage, is there a moment when you have to set yourself into a certain frame of mind before you step on that stage to sing a song?
No. Not really. I do sort of warm my voice up. I sort of sit and play my guitar. That's the only kind of preparation I do for it, just to give it a bit of a head start so I can get on. But just sort of the usual.
I don't know how long.
I look in the mirror going like that.
I don't know how long other bands take to get ready, but our tour manager comes in and goes, "Gentlemen, 2 hours to go." And it's like,
2 hours. We told me 2 hours before.
I'm really in it. Just tell me when it's. Like 30 seconds.
There was a moment I saw on I think it was an MTV show you guys did. Well, it was filmed by MTV, and it was probably at a big stadium in Manchester, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And you stood there at the end, and it was for a good 5 or 10 minutes while something was playing. I think it was the "You Are Sleeping" the way you stood there. And you stood there, and the camera didn't find you for ages, and it found you, and you'd been on the stage for like 10 minutes, and then you just went and walked off. And I always thought, next time I see Liam, I got to ask him, what the hell was going through your mind for 10 minutes when you're standing up in front of that many people singing their songs?
Because embracing it, man. Embracing it all, man.
Didn't you go to them?
I think you've got to pay the crowd as much attention as they're paying you. You know what I mean? All that running around and being jumping jack flash is fine, I suppose, but you're not really embracing it all, are you? You're sort of just being a bit selfish, I think, and like just take it all in, man. There's nothing going through my mind, man. You know what I mean? It's just I'm just buzzing off it.
He said, "I'm not leaving till you leave."
Yeah, I'm not leaving till you leave. You just buzz off it, you know what I mean?
I'm glad you could tell us that, because I find half of what you say on stage completely unintelligible. It's all off the mic and everything. In between songs, it's... I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I'm giving Buster Rhymes a run for his
Seriously, I'm like, what are you tour studio or whatever? You do to get some toasting on or something. It's amazing, like, what's that? What did he say? So, yeah, we spoke to the guys about it as well, so I know there's a court case going on, but that was, I don't know if you heard, I got real off after that incident in Canada, and I had a bit of a rant on the radio about that, and I just thought it was totally irresponsible of that guy to get on there and just... It's dangerous when people cross that line, because it's a performance.
Yeah, well, it's a bubble. You're in the bubble, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's weird. It was really weird.
It was weird. It was dark, man, more than weird. It was just dark, uncalled for. But I understand that people want to get involved with Oasis and cause a bit of grief. You know what I mean? Because we say a few things that people don't like, but that happened. It could have been a lot worse. That's the way I look at it. The guy's going to get dealt with. He got dealt with, and he's going to get dealt with properly.
I saw you were sizing up at one point.
Well, yeah, man.
A good 10 seconds after the incident, but you still sized up.
No, I've heard all that. That happened in a split 5 seconds. I'd have done that regardless of security guards or regardless of the people looking. He'd have got it regardless, but someone dragged...
Yeah, and you know why? Because they're saying, I know, they're like, you know, like...
I had to take 5 seconds to think what the going on.
Yeah, you wound up.
But, yeah, no, it was on top, man, and I feel bad for our kid. And a lot of people are going, no, he's milking it, but you know the skull with the cracked ribs, you know what I mean? And, like...
It's painful.
It's the freak, you freaked out more than anything, than I reckon than the pain. Because of, you know, someone's in your zone.
Especially from behind. What really me off the most about it, apart from the incident itself, was that if you're going to do something like that, God forbid, but you'd expect someone to stand there and go, okay, it's my time to shine.
Yeah.
The fact that he pushed him so hard, A, from behind, and then B, split like a coward. It's like he was trying to get out of there, and it's like, what the hell?
It's like hitting a man with glasses on, isn't it?
Yeah, and, you know, I've never been hit. There you go, that's the moral of the story.
Well, you know, but it is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was horrific and very weird to be on stage when it happened.
I'm amazed you guys came back and finished the show.
No, it was dark, man.
That was due to the shock. That was the shock of it, I think. We didn't know what was going on, you know, just kind of... I mean...
Well, we didn't think it was that serious, I mean, at first, you know what I mean, but then, you know...
I'm just glad he's all right, and like you said, it could have been so much worse. There have been horror stories.
I thought he'd been stabbed. And I looked down and I seen a lot, and I thought...
That's what I thought, too. He was just lying there.
But, you know, could have been worse.
Yeah.
And,
you know what, you'll be back on the road.
Right, and it won't be happening again, I can assure you that.
Yeah, right on. Well, you have to set a precedent. You have to...
Not like anyone into the gigs anymore. Just us.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a close gigs from this point forward. Basically, we're going to do rehearsal for the next 18 months. Pretty much. Paid rehearsal is what we're going to do. I can't wait to see you guys live. I know you can't officially announce it, but I think anyone with a brain will assume that you guys will step foot in Wembley Stadium at some point next year. And,
yeah, man.
And that's going to be amazing as well.
Well, we'll see. I mean, who knows, man? I take each gig at a time. You never know. People might not like us by the time that comes around. And I'm being serious. It's like, we'd like to think that we'd step foot in it. But you never know.
You can never assume that before you go in to make a record that's going to be the case. I think you can assume now you've finished the record that that's not going to be the case.
No, but it's not even that. I mean, we like the record, you like the record, the majority might hate it, but...
True, I'm probably not doing you any favours because most people just like what I say anyway. So let's deal with the first tour first and hopefully... Yeah. Listen, like I said, I think it's the most exciting record you guys have made, and it sounds... I like your other records, but this one sounds like you just kicked up a gear. Yeah, well, I like it, man. It's rocking a bit.
Yeah, nice one, though.
I wish you all the best.
Nice one.
And I think we've got some presents for you.
Me and him presents.
Well, you'll like that one.
What's this now? Pass the parcel.
No, that's your one, Liam. I think these are yours, Andy. Here. There you go.
Why wouldn't it go down well with the same wrapping?
That is.
I don't know what the wrapping paper is.
Rice, flour.
Why am I opening now?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is going to be kind.
That's all part of the joke.
Kind of
see how you react.
SpongeBob, come on, sit.
There you go. Come on, man. I mean, you know, you're an easy guy to. Right on.
This is like some kind of veiled insult, isn't it?
No. I mean, you know, I respect the fact that you're vegan.
I'm not.
He's not anymore. He's changed.
Have you?
I used to be.
Are you on the meat?
I did I did 12 years, but...
Have you eaten... What, are you eating meat again?
This is...
Like the first time you had a...
It was awesome.
So good, isn't it?
You always start with a hot dog, don't you?
Well, imagine my head. My head's going to look a lot better than that little kid's head in there, isn't it?
Thanks for the chicken noodles anyway.
Do one, kiddie.
Can you please put that on at some point?
Again with the SpongeBob.
I'm going to get a little photograph. I'll send it you.
That's so good.
Well, thank you so much for the chickpeas and the lentils.
You got it, bro.
Nice one for all my goodies.
You got it, man. You got it.